Now it is time to go through the biggest sports stories of the day. Paul Coyte joins us in the studio. Very good morning.
Morning. I tell you, I'm liking the sofa. It's working for me. It's very relaxed and nice. Yeah. We better talk about last night, and that was Liverpool, who managed to win again. So we're looking at the title race. Again, now Liverpool have gone above Manchester City. It's going right down to the wire. So they played Aston Villa yesterday, and I was mentioning yesterday, Aston Villa, whose manager is Steven Gerrard, who, of course, has huge history with Liverpool, seemed very upset about the result in the end because Aston Villa did really well, probably could have got something out of it, but Liverpool, that just marches on and on and on. So they won yesterday. There's some big games and some important games today. Leeds are going to be playing Chelsea. Now, Leeds are in a relegation battle, so it's looking very tricky for Leeds at the moment. It's a point or 3 points they really need, whereas Chelsea, who look pretty much nailed on for the top four, maybe, they've got the FA Cup final coming up at the weekend, so whether they're going to put a full team out, I'm not sure, but it really is not looking that great. So it could be Leeds actually doing something. I know you probably fancy Leeds for this one, don't you?
No, I just wanted to ask you about the Hammers.
Well, the Hammers not playing until later on in the week.
Well,
but listen, I'll have Hammers for you later on.
Will you?
Absolutely.
OK, so who is playing tonight, then?
Well, we've got Leeds versus Chelsea, we've got Leicester versus Norwich, Watford are going to be playing Everton. Everton also in a relegation battle. Watford have already gone, so I don't expect them to put up much of a fight. And Wolves versus Manchester City as well. So it's now back to Man City to try and take over again from Liverpool with that battle at the top. Yeah. But there's a really, really big game tomorrow night,
yes,
and that is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and that's Spurs versus Arsenal.
Now, what is going to be the highlight of that game?
Well, the highlight, many people would think, is the fact that they're both going for fourth place, that Arsenal are now slightly above Spurs, but there is something which is probably even more important, which is happening at half-time. Now, I've got the honour to be able to host this, and it's a young football player, and his name's Ryley, and Ryley's with... How are you, Ryley? Are you OK? Good to see you. And Mum Sarah as well. Sarah, you could probably explain a little better about Ryley coming down to take this penalty, because it's been quite a whirlwind 6 months, hasn't it, for
yes.
Ryley?
So basically I put out a tweet of a video, and then Mickey retweeted it.
This is Mickey Hazard, who's an ex-Spurs player.
Ex-Spurs player. And then FIFA retweeted it as well. Right. So it went a bit crazy. Then
the reason for this, though, we should mention Ryley, because he was very unwell as a little boy.
He was, yes. He was born at 29 weeks and then eventually diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
Right.
And after a few battles, we got him out to America. Unfortunately, he was rejected here in the UK for the surgery, so we took him out to America. He had the surgery and it's been life-changing. So he's now able to take steps, whereas we were told he would never walk.
So how long ago was this?
That was when he was 18 months. He was diagnosed, and then in lockdown in the first year, so nearly 2 years ago, he had the surgery.
Right, wow. And so as a result of this, so for someone who was told you couldn't walk, now you're going to take a penalty, Ryley. That must be exciting.
If there's Ryley there, who was it you were meeting there, Ryley? If you look at the TV, there you are in your Spurs kit, and it looks like two Spurs players there that came over to your house, right? Ben Davies and Joe Rodon. So they came over to your house, you were in the garden, you had no idea that they were going to come over. And then, well, I mean, this is like the dream, isn't it? So what did they say to you?
They said that I'm taking the penalty.
And how did you feel when they said that?
Are you very happy? Are you very happy? Yeah.
And you never guess what, Isabel? Then, I believe this to be true, Ryley, that didn't you get a phone call, wasn't there a FaceTime, and it was Heung-min Son on there who was talking to you, and he did a celebration of yours, didn't he? When he scored recently at Spurs. So what was the celebration that Heung-min Son did that you do when you score?
When your celebration. When your celebration, ready? So when you score tomorrow...
Go on, we can do it, because I really want to get this right, because I want to get this right tomorrow. Little kiss.
Very good.
So Sonny did it when he scored, so now we're getting to the point where we're the day before, and it's tomorrow night, it's the biggest game of the season for Tottenham Hotspur, and they've invited you to come along, and you're going to take this penalty in front of everybody. So how does that make you feel?
Amazing.
Yeah? And have you decided, I mean, we don't want to say now, but have you decided where you're going to put the ball? Is it going to be top corner, left, or down the middle? What
Top corner.
Top corner.
Good man.
Right.
Sarah, I want to ask you, because, you know, when Ryley was born, you were told that he probably wouldn't be able to walk.
Yeah.
But what a fighter
Yes.
you are, young man, and what a journey it's been. How does it make you feel to see the progress just in the 5 years?
So proud. So proud. Ryley works non-stop with his physio. He's at school, mainstream school, all day. He has physio before school sometimes, or the physio comes into the school. His sisters he plays with in the garden, they get him motivated and on the trampoline and things. So, yeah, he works really hard. Really proud of him. In a moment.
You have to leave it on because your microphone's
Yeah, I was
on
going to
it.
say, don't take it off.
Otherwise we can't hear you.
I can't hear you, Ryley.
At least it's a Spurs outfit you've got on.
What
Which
do your
is good.
sisters think about all this? And your mum's saying you're at school as well. What do all your schoolmates think? Do you think they'll be staying up late to watch tomorrow night?
His best friend's very excited for you, isn't
I
he,
know their
Auden?
dad said that.
All their dads as
Oh,
well.
I bet they were.
Apparently, he's your teacher, right? I believe that Riley's teacher,
His head teacher.
head teacher, happens to be a Spurs fan, which kind of helps to be able to have a late night. Are you going to be able to go into school the next day, Ryley, after this?
Yep.
Yeah, you
There you
reckon
are.
so?
Who is it that you're most looking forward to meeting? Is it
All of them will.
all of them?
Oh, that's
Not
a very diplomatic answer.
Not a bit of Harry Kane?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And finally, I just want to ask you, though, have you been practising the penalties? Because it's been tricky for you, hasn't it? I mean, be honest over the past few months.
Penalties with my dad.
Yeah, so your dad goes in goal and you go up, and how many times are you practising every day to do this?
After school, won't you?
After school, and in the morning, I know they do it when.
And the weekends.
Yeah.
Well,
After school, he's working.
Yeah, and when my mum goes home, so I did not do it.
Well, I tell you what, it is going to be a very, very special day for a whole host of different reasons, isn't it?
I think behind every really amazing little child are amazing parents as well. So what an inspirational story. We'll be watching. We're watching tomorrow.
We will be
cheering
watching.
you on.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much. So
Enjoy
thank
your
you.
moment.
And you're hosting that tomorrow, Paul.
I will be, yeah. And I'm just wondering whether Ryley will let me take one as well. But I don't think that's probably going to be allowed, is it?
I wouldn't think so. Look, it's
Oh, thanks, Ryley.
Oh, that's because you've got to go and buy him sweets now.
That's exactly right.
Look, thank you.
Thank you
Really
very
good to
much.
see you.
Okay.
And Paul, thank you. Are we catching you later, Paul, or is it tomorrow now?
Tomorrow, no, I'll be into us.
OK, see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.